find me at movementthinker.org. I've had some follow-up questions to the shoulder flexion strengthening video. Some people are having trouble understanding the concepts of why to do that specific motion where you lay down in a table or a bench and you slowly elevate the bench. So today's video is going to be a little bit more in-depth, cover maybe a little bit more science, and then go back and show how to progress that exercise again using a bench. This can be done with a weight bench in your gym, a weight bench in home gym. It can be done on a plinth in a clinic. So first we have to understand, anytime that you are using a weight, I don't care for the weight, a bottle of water, a dumbbell, a barbell, a sandbag, the weight itself doesn't matter. What matters is gravity. The weight is only heavy because of gravity. You're typically only working the muscles in a certain position because of gravity. Okay? In a previous video, I used a very quick way of understanding which muscles are working. Okay? And if you're using weight and gravity, the muscles that are facing the sky are typically the muscles that are working. So what we're going to use is a weight here and understand the difference in how gravity affects the muscles and how gravity affects the range of motion. So, quick example. One, if I take this dumbbell, or I take this kettlebell, sorry, and I let my arm hang down into this fashion, my arm is fairly close to 90 degrees here, okay? And the muscles on the back side of my shoulder and my shoulder blade region are working. And this is at a 90-degree angle, right? But that looks completely different from this. Here I'm at a 90-degree angle. The muscles in my shoulder are working really hard in this position, which also looks different from this position. This is actually a fairly easy position because the weight is balanced over all of my joints. My muscles aren't working very hard in this position. If I deviate just a little bit, the muscles kick in a lot more. But in this position here, I'm almost at rest. I can feel my forearm muscles working. And so you can see how the angle can stay the same, but your position against gravity changes how things work. Now we're going to go back to that lawn chair position. This exercise is meant for people who have weakness through the range of motion to get overhead. So you can start off going on your back. I'll use my right arm since it's closer to the camera. You can start off going on your back. Your arm is going to be working against gravity. Your shoulder muscles will be working against gravity. For the first 45 degrees, they're working kind of hard against gravity. From 45 up to 90, it's not as hard. At 90 degrees, you're not working hard at all because your joints are all in a line in this position. It doesn't take much work to hold them there. From here, as you go overhead even further, your shoulder muscles are not your primary movers, but your back muscle, it's called your lat, and your tricep is your mover to try to prevent your arm from falling backwards. So really your shoulder muscles are only working from this downward position close to 90 degrees, and then back down again. Okay, because this is where it's vertical, straight up against gravity. Now, at 90 degrees here, I am vertical, straight up against gravity. That's important to know, because when I change the exercise, by elevating the head of the bed, now I'm working from 0 to 90 up to whatever this angle is. And so this angle here is probably 30 degrees. And so what you'll see is I'm working all the way up to this upright position, but I'm no longer at 90 degrees. This is closer to 120 to 130 degrees. Okay? As I elevate the head of the table even further, so you see what's going to happen is my arm is now above 90 degrees at this point. As I elevate the head of the table further, to get my arm straight overhead is well more than 90 degrees, right? And so now I'm 90 degrees plus whatever angle the back of this table is at. To get stronger through this range now, I can use weight. But you first have to be able to get your arm overhead in order to strengthen it. That's one of the reasons why using this incline bench can work to get your arm overhead, because it changes the way gravity affects the strength through the range of motion. And you start off with an easier version of the exercise, which means less range to start off with. And as the less range version of the exercise gets easier, you add this upright more to increase the range that you're moving through. I hope this answers your questions. If not, feel free to tag me in more of your questions. I will make more videos. I want to make sure that people are getting the value out of the videos that I was hoping for them to get. And apparently I made this more confusing than it needed to be on the first video. Thanks for watching.